everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here today. Now, today I'm going to be working with Kraftin Kimmie Snow Much Fun stamp. You can see I've used all of them but the girl, and then I've got the Sweet Snowflake stencils that I am going to use this Lunar Paste that is called Silver Lining, and I'm going to use the Indigo Essential Cardstock from Spellbinders, and we're just going to get this laid down. Now, this stencil mat here is from Waffle Flower, and I just stuck some sticky tape on there just to hold it down. And I'm going to open up my Lunar Paste. I've got the press and seal on there. You have to put that on there if you want to keep your paste from drying up. And then I decided I better add some tape to this to hold it down. So I'm going to bring in just some real wide washi tape and get it laid down on there. And then we will get to laying this Lunar Paste down on our snowflakes. So I'm just using a cheap Dollar Tree palette knife or whatever you want to call it, and just kind of glopping some down along the top there and just getting a good amount of coverage. And then I've just got one of my vinyl scrapers, and I'm just going to drag it down with that. And then I'm going to have to add a little bit more down there at the bottom on the corners because we've got some areas that didn't get covered, and so we'll do that. And then we're just going to scrape this off and put it back into the container. And I'll have to clean everything up real quickly because it'll stick to my materials if I don't. I'm going to bring in a fresh piece of press and seal. And I'm just showing this because it is important that you do use the press and seal with your paste because you don't want for them to dry up. I just tapped it so it kind of fell back down in the bottle, covered it up, put the lid on. I'm going to get all this off of here, and then I'm going to have to pause and go and clean everything real quick. So I've got everything cleaned up except for the stencil mat, which I should have taken that with me, but I'll have to make a second trip to get it cleaned up. And I've got everything dried. I actually took it in the into my restroom and used my hair blow dryer to dry it. I have an embossing tool. I don't have one of those Tim Holtz dryers, which I need to get, but I just took it in there and used my blow dryer real quick, and that way I didn't have too hot a heat on there, but just dried it. And you can use your embossing tool. I was kind of moving around the house. I was like, oh, I'll just go grab that real quick and do it. So now I'm going to bring in this little girl stamp, and I think she's the only one of the stamp set that I've yet to work with. And so I'm going to get her laid down on here. I'm just using some Versamark Onyx ink, and I'm going to double stamp her, and then we'll use some clear embossing powder, and we'll heat emboss her. I like to do that. It kind of helps you stay in the lines when you're coloring if you've embossed. And so I do like to do that. And plus it'll, really make the black pop on there. So when you color it. And if you want more of a no line, you could use a clear ink and then clear embossing powder, and then you could just color with that, and it would still help you kind of stay within the lines, but the lines would be less noticeable since you used clear. But I'm just going to use this, and we'll get her embossed up, and then she'll be ready to color. Now, I will speed up the coloring, and we'll play a little bit of music while we're doing that because it does take a little bit of time. I am using my Tri-Blend markers, and I've got, I don't know, just 4 markers there, and we'll use some of those for this. So I'll speed this up and let you listen to some music, and then we'll come back and talk about what we did. Okay, I wanted to pop back in and tell you what I'm doing here. Here I'm taking a dark blue because I'm thinking I'm going to lay it on that panel straight on there, and I don't want any white areas to show, so I'm just taking a dark blue and filling that in. If I had chosen to lay it on there, I'd left that in, but I decided that I needed more of a grounding point for her, so I'm going to bring in a couple of other panels, and since I've done that, I will have to go ahead and fussy cut that blue out that I had colored in around her hands and her hair. And so I'm bringing in this paper from, this is actually Pink and Main paper, and I thought it looked really nice with the colors that I'd chosen for her outfit, and I thought it would look really good with the blue. So I'm just cutting it down to an A2 size panel, and then I was deciding what I wanted to do, and I thought, well, I want an interesting shape for this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a die for this. And this die here is from, actually from Cat Scrappiness, and it's the wonky stitched die from them. And I'm actually going to use, it's a nesting die, and I'm actually going to use a smaller one too, and die cut out a layer for that. And then I think it's more grounded and I like it better. And this is where I decided, well, I colored those areas in blue, and now I'm going to need to fussy cut that out. So we'll get these panels laid down, and then you'll see me do some more fussy cutting and get that dark blue that I had around her pigtails and on her glove area cut away so that you don't show it. And then, so what I really should have done was used purple to color those in, since I used the purple background. But since I changed, plans halfway through this, I had to modify what I did. I kind of early on was, and here I've glued it, and I'm like, oh, I've got that blue on there. And so I'm realizing it, and I'm showing you, see, it would blend in there, but on the purple, it will not. I was thinking about, should I just go ahead and lay it down on there since I've got the blue on there? But I want the purple, and so now I'm going to fussy cut that out. And of course, I got glue on the back of it, so I'm getting glue on my hands, but I wanted, my end result to be what I wanted it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and get this fussy cut out, and then we'll get her laid down on there. So I'm having to get in around her hand, around the hat, and around the ponytail. And there's not a lot of room to get the scissors in there, and that's why I first thought I would just black it out, or blue it out so that it wouldn't show, and I was kind of taking the easy route with it, but now I'm going to have to get a little bit more detailed here and get it cut out so that I don't have that blue there where it shouldn't be now. And there's a little bit there by her hand. I'm going to have to take it out too as well. And now we're good to go. So now I need to add some more glue because I've got most of that rubbed off on my fingers. And we'll get her laid down on this panel. And I kind of like the layering of those wacky panels. It's kind of fun. And then I'm going to get some glue on here and lay it down on this panel. And then I'm going to bring in, I want to pop this up, and I've got a stash of fun foam. I've just got a bin full of fun foam. And I'm going to go grab a piece of that and actually cut it down, and we'll put it on the back. A lot of times I'll use my dies to cut it down, but I thought this is a shape, it's, fairly easy. I'll just cut it down myself. And so that's what I did. I've got a little bit of glue on the top there trying to rub off and just kind of cleaning up my mess. And we'll get some glue on here. And I'm going to fight with this glue and have to stick my pin in a couple times to get enough glue out for it. So I'm kind of down there at the bottom fighting with the glue press. And we'll get the glue on there and get this laid down on our card. And I think it looks really pretty. Now, I do add some sequins to it later, and I realized that I didn't polka dot her one side of her scarf, so I will get that done, and it will show in the final picture. I don't know if you noticed that when I was coloring, I didn't get the polka dots on the lower part of her scarf. And I'm just going to take the Sending So Much Love stamp, and I've got the Midnight ink from Kraftin Kimmie, and I'm going to stamp it down a couple times on here and get a good press, and then we'll just cut it out. I'm just going to flip it over and stamp it again. And then I'll just grab my scissors and get it cut out. I was just picking which one I thought looked the best. And I'm just going to do a real straight, thin cut on it. And then we'll get this laid down on our card. And I kind of fuss around with where do I want to put it. Do I want to put it here? Get my tweezers and get some glue on there, and then I'll just kind of fuss around. Of course, when I just need a little glue, a lot of glue comes out. When I need a lot of glue, I can't get any out. So I'm just going to kind of move it around and see where I want to put it. And I've decided to just put it there. And we're going to lay it down. And I will add some sequins to it. You can see here in the picture. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.